Hello everybody, welcome back to another fig review. Good golly, the big girl, the big monster has arrived. And I know I'm mid-editing the video right now, and I know I asked which figure you guys want to see next, but this girl's too big to not take out and to not do next. So I promise I will see who you guys left in the comments and do that one next. But again, we had to release the chicken from her prison. I wanted to dress up, but the baby's asleep and I'm not messing with makeup, the wig, and the Senshi mustache that I have. So I have my cute little Dungeon Meshi apron on that you can barely see, but it doesn't matter because we're just being fun and silly. So yeah, this is the Chimera Falin pop-up parade XL figure. Really, she's an XL, but she's kind of, I think, just in scale with the other pop-ups, but she's obviously still humongous because it's her Chimera form. I don't have the other Dungeon Meshi pop-up parade figures to put next to it to compare it to, because I just didn't like them that much. And pop-ups are kind of eh. But I can maybe do like another pop-up that I do still have comparison side by side so we can see like what the scale is. So first, obviously, the box. It's right here. It's huge. Here is the front with a little Kadokawa sticker on the bottom. There's a little 5th anniversary emblem here. I can't really bring it closer to look at, but there's a little tiny one. The side. There's like this little etching design, and there's like all the Dungeon Meshi like little flourishes on here too. The big XL. She's heavy too. I don't know how heavy she is. Maybe I should weigh her. The back with text, flavor text. More. The top, which let me make sure that's in frame because this is a little taller. Okay, yes, good. Yes, also big. And the bottom. Wow, it's everything we dreamed of, guys, right? Anyways, we gotta open her up. I also did get the bonus face, so we'll look at that too. But honestly, prices are so... Oh, good heavens. Oh. Ah, my room isn't big enough for this. What a lovely thud. I gotta weigh her. Hold on. 10. That's 10 pounds exactly. That's crazy. And you know, maybe a pound of that is foam, but alright, let's get her out again. Ooh, okay. Weird piece protector in here. I brought y'all in a little closer now that she's out of the box. Obviously the size has decreased a bit, but she needs a lot of protection. She's one giant piece. I really wasn't sure how this would be set, if it was going to be multiple pieces to put together later. I guess at the scale it's just easier to do a big piece. A big bubble wrap bag of death. Let go! Let go! She got the grippers. Couple free pops for y'all. Oh, look at her. Okay, I think I'm about to adjust my camera again, which stinks because I did so much adjusting to get it for the big angle, but I think we can be a little closer now. She kind of looks smaller out of the box. Good Lord, I did not think half my time would be spent messing with my camera stand. So here she is closer. She's still really big. We're gonna try and get some closer shots as we go along. I also brought a standard pop-up parade figure. The only figures I have apparently are Fairy Tale, so here we go. But you can see she's, even though she is a big figure, she does seem to be a little bit smaller than the average build. Now granted, Fairy Tale's not a perfect comparison if we're talking about builds. What is this? I think This is 1/8. This might be 1/7 technically. Obviously, if you were to have her on display with other Dungeon Meshi figures, it might not look quite as noticeable if you were to maybe say have her higher up and behind them, maybe even having them to the side here, because she wouldn't be right next to them, but she does look a bit petite. We do, like I said, have the actual support beam. Now, when you're pulling this out, it's kind of hard to keep track of where everything is supposed to go. I'd assume it was just under the... Oh, you know what? Probably here? Yeah, yep, that seems to be right. I mean, honestly, you probably could get away with not even using the support beam for her just because her legs are supporting her still. It wasn't like it was for the wings, because there wasn't two of them. Then I understand that it was for the wings. And the tail really doesn't need much support either. And this is kind of really the only place this fits. Before we look further at her, the actual main one, we got the bonus face to pull out here. So here is her bonus face. I think I might use this, actually. I like that it's a little bit more serene. I really wish it was a cute face, like when she's eating or being like silly or shocked, because Falin has so many cute moments like that. But I'll take it. It's still pretty cute, at least. There is some shading on it. You can see a little bit of shading on the top of the head. A little bit of shading, very light, on the bottom of her hair. And not much going on for her face. There's a little bit of shading on the chicken part that's attached to her neck. I'm actually surprised. Looking at this figure overall, was really not expecting to see much, if any, shading. Because a lot of time, bigger figures, they kind of skimp out just because they go by the scale. There actually is color on this and multiple shading like points on this, so I'll kind of again go over that, but I'm really shocked. Here is the other face up close though. You can see it's a bit more serious. I think I do like the side profile of this one a bit more. All right. Ooh, I hate kind of taking my phone off the holder, but I think this figure is just a little bit too big to really be swapping back and forth and zooming in and zooming out. My heads up, could be a little shaky every now and then. But here is her face on the actual body itself. I think, again, like I said, there is a lot more shading than I expected. You can see they kind of did, I think it's like a wash paint on the feathers, so you can really see the details on this. It's a bit glossy, it's got a bit of a shine. I would have preferred a matte finish on the feathers, just because feathers don't usually get this shiny, but you know, that's small nitpick. Every now and then some of the shading does get a bit dark. You can see right here in the corner of her arm, it's a little bit of a darker gray, just because of how much texture is there, so that paint wash is getting stuck in a lot of those spots. Yeah, and you can see how much darker this arm is as well. Now, I don't think that's a terrible thing, just because, you know, birds can get a bit dirty, you know, birds roll around in the dirt for fun to clean themselves. So, like, that's not too surprising to see a little bit more gray, especially too since she's in a dungeon. I love the hand detail on this. I love that it's not just like a flat hand pose. She's got a little bit of a bend to her finger, just kind of, it's like a little bit more dainty, feminine, since Falin herself isn't really like a very, I guess, intimidating, well, she can be, but she is a little bit of a softer character is what I'm trying to say. So I like that both of these hands just look gentle. They're not too rigid, you know? Let's see, we got the big hulking wings. Ooh, look at that wingspan. I'm definitely gonna have to measure this. Hopefully I do not forget. But again, like I said, you can see all these feathers, all of the gray coloring. Now this is where you can see it gets a bit more dingy, dirty. Like there's like a stray mark here, so it picks that up. I guess I do not think this is a bad paint job. I do think it's good overall, but there's imperfections are way more easy to notice. because of the way that this was painted. I love, look how these little feathers are like sticking up. I think that's really cool. God, and it is still very textured. This is fun to do. Sorry. What was I saying? Feathers. There's feathers. Under feathers. Feathers. Under feathers. Yeah, there's a lot of texture on this. I really like how big the wingspan is on this. Like, that's where a lot of the space is coming from on her, is just how huge her wings are. Like, even if you look from the front angle, like, I mean, she's just wide. She's got big bones. She's wide. She's got her little wing fingers. It's my wing finger. It's for marriage. They are sharp. The talons did poke through the bubble wrap earlier, so don't be crazy with it, but she could poke someone's eye out here. They look like the Sakuna fingers. These are Sakuna fingers. Her little toesies. Her front toesies. Wow, front toesies. The scales on the back. Ooh. Very cool. And again, you can see this isn't just plain red. It's not just using the light. They did use basically they put down if you don't know about painting, here's a little lesson. They put down black paint first, and then they put the red paint on top, but they're lighter about it, so they don't dig into all the spots. So then that black can still help pronounce all these details that are in here. Like, I mean, again, there's just so many little textures that are popping out because of that. So I really think they did an awesome job of that here, because again, this looks, it's just so much more detailed than I expected. Honestly, we got the tail, tail, little toesies on the back. And I really like this section right here, how much detail there is. That is other toesy. And I mentioned the dark underpainting and the red overpainting, but there is still different colors of paint, because this is like a maroon red here, and then there's just like a more burgundy red on top. So there is a variance in the colors that are being used, at least on the red. I don't know if there was really as much. There is some, I think, on the feathers, but it's a little bit harder to notice. I mean, because again, it just kind of looks dusty, murky. She is overall a pretty simple figure. Sorry, I'm just trying to get all the angles that I can while I got her out. Let me try and get like a 360 here for you guys. She cannot fit on my spinner. She's an amazing figure though. I'm glad I got her. I really was worried about, you know, the paint on this, because Pop-Up Parade, I kind of stopped getting as many because I felt like every other figure I got was just really bland or boring or just didn't have good paint. Really, the only ones that I like are some of the fairy tale ones I got. I mean, maybe it's just different manufacturers are doing stuff, so there's different quality, but there's so many issues I normally have with Pop-Up Parade. But this one was a little bit different, so I was willing to take the risk. So yeah, she's exciting. So before I forget, we do need to measure her. This, I know, is not a regular ruler. All the rulers in our house have disappeared, and I'm on baby nap time, so I'm trying not to spend all my time looking for a ruler. So we're gonna be getting centimeters today. What a terrible ruler. It starts at 2. It starts at 2. And the space in between the 2 and here is not 1 centimeter. That's insane. Let's say, to be on the safe side, from her front toe talon to this area of her tail, that's about 43 centimeters. General wingspan. So from the widest point of her wings to the other widest point, just at or under 39 centimeters. Now, to keep aware, if you're measuring from the wing to the wing, there's a little bit of her tail that also extends out. I know you can't see what I'm measuring, but I can't keep worrying about the camera. I would say probably 43 this way as well. Her tallness, I would say, yeah, 26 centimeters. And I really think that's the only other dimensions I would be measuring for you guys. I mean, you gotta plan big for this. She's a lot to measure, but that should get you the general idea. Well, here she is though. Final thoughts. Obviously, I really like her. She's big, she's huge. Now I gotta find where I'm gonna put her, and I really think I only have like one spot in my room, which is gonna be like up on this shelf here because it's a wide open shelf and it's not a closed detolve, which, you know, putting it in a nice detolve with lighting would be nice, but alas, she is very big. Obviously though, like I said, I really liked her. Granted, my expectations were kind of low because it is Good Smile and it was Pop-Up Parade, which even though Pop-Up Parade can have relatively good prices, I just think the quality's just not there. This one was the opposite though, because the price was way higher than a normal Pop-Up Parade. But I think she looked better than most Pop-Up Parades do. And now granted, do I wish she was just a little bit bigger? Yeah, because even with the two that I have, these are not Pop-Up Parade, I forget the company. They are the same scale as the Pop-Up Parades. If I put Lucy next to them, you can kind of see that they're pretty similar. So, because just in general, I think 1/7 scale is more common. I believe it's 1/7 scale. I could be wrong on the scales. I used to be really good at eyeballing them. I'm not good at as much anymore because I just don't bring it up as often. But because she is the 1/8 scale, she just looks a little teenier. And I mean, again, she is big though, but maybe like just a little bit bigger because it's not that different, but it's just enough different that it's like kind of noticeable, you know? Now I have her with all my other little dudes and bebops and stuff. We need more Itazumi stuff though. When's that gonna happen? I'm sure there's gonna be a Nendoroid at some point. Probably the two, because there's not even Falin Nendoroid yet, which is crazy because Falin and Marcel have got the market cornered in Dungeon Meshi. If you haven't watched my last video and you like Dungeon Meshi, you should. It is me reviewing Marcel, Senshi, and Chilchuck. There is a separate Lyos video, but they got backed up and brought all together. So I just reviewed them all at once. Just big old Nendoroid video. But I also have in that video the other figures that I have on back order, basically, that are sitting and waiting in my room to be opened for when I have time during baby naps. Let me know which figure you'd like to see. I think I might be tipping the scales on Dungeon Meshi a little bit here, but that's okay. I don't mind. Obviously, I love Dungeon Meshi. Love Dungeon Meshi. There is also all these other fantastic little places you can follow me. I think there's like gonna be 2 things. I don't really have that many socials. But, you know, the best place to follow me really is here. And then I have as well my Instagram and my basically on and off again TikTok. And then the Discord, which we do talk in and just have fun. It's fun, silly times. Yippee! You should like and subscribe, and you're the best. I hope that you had a great last couple weeks, months, however long. I hope you have a great couple next weeks, months, however long. And I hope to see you guys again. Goodbye.